everybody. I am Christine with Visionary Holistic Solutions. Today we are going to be jumping into a series that is going to be deep diving into the chakra system. So if that sounds great to you, let's get started. Today's video in particular is going to be on the root chakra. So we're going to start with the very base, the root of where things start from, where they stem from. I like to think of it as, roots growing out from underneath us and into the ground, what is planting us where we are. So the root chakra is actually located at the base of where our legs meet our upper body. So that's where it's located, right there at the base of the spine where the legs meet the rest of the body. So this is ruled by Archangel Michael. And what's lovely about this is, again, this references our stability, our security. And what we look for in this is, are we safe feeling? Are we secure? Are we stable? So it is also ruled by the color red. So there's many things that we can look at with our home life, with our stability in our lives that could affect this chakra. A good way to know if you are connected and healthy in this area is through, again, your home life. Do you feel safe when you come home? Do you feel that you are secure in, the bed you sleep in, if that's what you sleep? So you can kind of sense with also your grounding, which is your connection to Mother Earth. I also associate it with that. So there's a lot of ways to tell if this chakra is doing well or if it needs some attention. So if it does need attention, you can actually do many things with the color red. So one example would be to wear the color red, and that helps to activate that chakra. You can also do grounding exercises, so planting your feet firmly on the ground. Barefoot is preferred. Also too, in the grass. If you are putting your bare feet to the grass or to the ground directly, you are connecting right into the energy of the planet, and that's beautiful. So we have some red foods that you can eat to help this chakra. We have beets, we have parsnips, we have apples, pomegranates, and any kind of protein. So yes, red meats would also fall into that category. So there's a lot of things that help this chakra to function better. You can also use red crystals. So a red crystal that I like to use a lot is jasper. So anything that is red in a crystal form would also help to tap into that area of your chakra system. Now, I also like to do energy clearing when I need it, especially when all of them feel like they need a good, scrubbing, clearing. I actually will lay down and take the crystals that correspond to each one of the chakra systems and lay it on that area of the body that it corresponds to, and just meditate. And what that's doing is it's again taking the colors of those crystals and the qualities that they possess and helping it to just clear and realign your chakras if anything does happen to be off within them. So some way to pay attention to this is if you feel that you're not safe, you're not secure, the place you live, might be like in a dangerous neighborhood, or you don't feel that you have enough to survive on. This again could be food related. It could just be the safety of your home, just the safety that you feel in general. Maybe it's within your family dynamic. There are many aspects that this particular chakra will affect in your daily life. I will also note that this also does stem your primal energy. Okay, so it does relate to the earth element. It governs all elimination, the survival instinct, and the emotion of fear. So if for whatever reason you tend to be fearful of things in your daily life, There are things that you can look at to address that directly. And I actually do have journal prompts for each one of the chakras as well. So the journal prompt, if you're looking to dive a little deeper, again, this is kind of more in the shadow work realm, would be, what lesson from my past is currently affecting me? And in particular, looking at that fear element. So just trying to tap into why we might fear something. Is it a fear of moving forward? Is it a fear of our safety, stability, security, that sort of thing? If there is some fear that arrives in those certain areas of your life, then write it down, journal about it. The best way to tap into the things that are potentially holding you back from having a healthy root chakra is to look at why we feel the way we feel about certain aspects of ourselves. So in journaling, I want you to be real with yourself. I want you to address with an honest sense of self and dig deep. And that could be very emotional. Okay, it could even have you dig back up some of those initial fears that brought you to the place in the first place. But that's the idea. So the whole idea behind journaling our feelings and emotions on things that have occurred is to make sure that we bring it up, we address it, we feel the feeling, and we let it pass. Okay, the biggest hurdle in what so many of us carry, these burdens with us, is that we feel that we have to carry these burdens. And that's just not true. In reality, things happen to us. We don't always have control over the things that happen to us, right? It's not always our fault. But what we do need to be in control of and realize is that we are the ones responsible for the healing from these situations that occur. So in your journaling, I want you to write down something that is bringing up this feeling of instability or like a lack mentality, a fear around something. Okay? You probably can think of more than one thing. Unfortunately, all of us have experienced trauma in our life. And the best thing to understand through this is, if something did happen to you, understand first of all that, again, it is usually not your fault. And if it was your fault, take accountability for it. It's okay. It's not a burden that you have to carry around for the rest of your life. You are not meant to do that. The point is here to go back and to relook at something, to relive it even. And again, I know that could bring up some emotions, some pain, some tears even. But once you have faced it and let it go, it is such a huge burden that is just gone out of your system, and you literally feel like a ton of bricks has been lifted off your shoulders and you no longer have to carry it around. Some of us, again, get different emotions that come up with different things. Maybe it was something that you caused pain to someone else, okay, and you just feel guilty for it and you're holding on to it. The thing with that is, have compassion with yourself as you go through this, okay? Understand that while, yes, you may have caused somebody pain, it's okay to let go of it. Forgive yourself for what you may have done, especially if you didn't have the emotional tools to go through this the first time around, okay? A lot of what we go through in our lives is ancestral trauma. Okay, these are kind of burdens that are put on us from our ancestors that we have to heal and move on from. So we're not only healing parts of ourselves that need it, but also healing our ancestral line of things that likely were passed down generation after generation. All right. Not only are you forgiving yourself for these things, but you are also forgiving other people. So again, hurt people tend to hurt people. So if, for example, you turn around and you hurt someone else because somebody hurt you, we're forgiving now two parties in that situation. We are forgiving the person that may have hurt us, but then we're also forgiving ourselves for turning around and doing it to someone else. Okay? So this is just a great exercise to help us get through this so that we can focus on our healing journey. Now, if there is just absolutely something that we cannot let go of, cannot bypass, that's okay. Give yourself time, because some things do take time to process. And I also do want to let you know that this may also indicate that you might need to go see a professional in this situation, okay? Sometimes not all healing can be done on our own. And that's kind of the moment when we have to sit down with ourselves and say, if I cannot process something out and let it go, then maybe I might need to go see a professional. And there's no harm in doing that. And again, that might be something from the past with your ancestral trauma that's, told you that you're weak for doing something like that. Or, hey, we don't need to do that in this family, whatever it is that you're holding on to. It's totally okay to admit to yourself that I cannot do this alone and that I need assistance in doing this. So, I really do wish you all the best of luck in looking at your root chakra. This ultimately, in healing this aspect of ourselves, will help us to better feel connected to ourselves, to our lives, to our homes that we live in, to our situations, feeling safer in relationships even. And it doesn't have to only be romantic relationships. It's just the relationships in general that we have with our friends, our family, our loved ones, whoever this relationship is built with. If you build it on a solid, stable foundation, it is a recipe for a beautiful blossoming, okay? I do relate this to plants, right? We plant a seed and the roots must grow first. And once the roots are secure, then the rest rise above that. And then you get to see the leaves and the flower and whatever else is on the plant. But we must have a solid foundation to build on first, or anything that grows after that just may not flourish, or it might flourish for a little bit and die pretty quickly. So we always want to make sure, again, that we are focusing on our root chakra, and that is for our safety, our stability, and even our power, okay? If we feel powerless in situations, that's definitely something to look at in our root chakra. All right, so that's all I have for you today for your root chakra. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe. Thank you so much. I am going to keep going, and we're going to jump into the rest of the chakras. I'll see you there.